I really like the Sony 1000XM2 because they have the best active noise cancellation on the market right now. And in general, I like Sony's ANC headphone lineup, period. But I know choosing between the 1000XM2, H.ear On 2, XB950N1, and CH700Ns can get a little confusing because they each have their own pros and cons. So today we're going to break down Sony's ANC headphone lineup so you can choose the right ANC headphones for you. Just so we're clear, this isn't a full review on either of these headphones. I'm just trying to point out the most important differences between them so I can help you with your purchase decision. If you want to learn more about either of these headphones, then watch their full reviews. The Sony WH-CH700Ns are the newest and most affordable ANC headphones here, retailing for $199.99. The Sony MDR XB950N1s are the oldest headphones here and retail for $249.99. The Sony H.ear On 2s retail for $299.99 and are a few months younger than the 1000XM2s, which were released in the fall of 2017 and retail for $349.99. If you want to pick either of these headphones up, I'll have links in the description below, and if you use the links, it really helps out the channel. Check them out because Sony headphones routinely go on sale, so you might get lucky. First, let's get some simple but important things out of the way. All four of these headphones charge via a micro USB port, and I'm shocked that not even the 700Ns, which are the newest headphones here, use a USB-C port. But all four of these headphones have an easy-to-reach 3.5mm audio jack, which is good news for my audiophiles out there who might want to get a better quality audio cable for their headphones, and they can all be used passively. But only the Sony 1000XM2 comes included with a hard shell carrying case, which is a must if you're going to be traveling or commuting a lot with these headphones. Whereas the H.ear On 2 and XB950N1s come included with carrying pouches. The H.ear On 2s come included with a body color matching polyester carrying pouch, which is pretty durable and good at repelling water, whereas the carrying pouch included with the XBs is made out of cotton and it's not as durable. And the 700Ns don't come with a carrying case or pouch at all, but still I suggest you invest in a hard shell carrying case regardless. Regarding build quality, in general, Sony does a really good job of packing in technology and features into their headphones, but their build quality isn't spectacular. All four of these headphones have a stainless steel headband, plastic body panels, and synthetic leather on their ear cups and headband. But the plastic used on the 700Ns and XB950N1s is textured, whereas the plastic used on the H.ear On 2 and 1000XM2 is completely smooth. The synthetic leather used on the 1000XM2, H.ear On 2, and XBs all feel the same, whereas the synthetic leather on the 700Ns doesn't feel as nice. Now, I've had the 1000XM2s since they first came out, and they are my daily drivers, and I haven't had any cracking issues under the headband, which was a big problem with the previous 1000Xs. So either of these headphones should be just fine if you're mindful of them. When it comes to comfort, all four of these headphones fit very differently, but without a doubt the most comfortable headphones here are the H.ear On 2s, and the 1000XM2s are a very close second. But they're both big head approved, as in if you have a bigger head like me, they should fit you just fine and they aren't going to crush your head like the Bowers & Wilkins PX or the Skull Candy Crushers. But the H.ear On 2s are the most comfortable headphones here because of their ear cup design. They're the roomiest ear cups here and they encase your ears, and since so little padding actually makes contact with your skin, overheating isn't an issue. But the H.ear On 2s aren't as low profile as the 1000XM2s. They do stick out a bit. But the ear cups on the 1000XM2s are a little more cramped, and since they have a little more padding in contact with your skin, they might overheat, or if you have larger ears, then they might rest on your earlobes. In third place are the 700Ns because they do fit a little snug, but their ear cups are very similar to the H.ear On 2s. They're roomy and there isn't too much padding in contact with your skin. And in last place is the XB950N1. They also fit a little snug like the 700Ns, but they're not unbearable. The reason the XB950N1s are in last place is because of the sheer amount of padding they have. Since there's so much padding in contact with your skin, they will overheat very quickly if you're walking around with them on or if you're in a warm room. And these ear cups will rest on your earlobes. And not to mention, the XBs stick out a lot. Like you can actually see them in your peripheral vision. Regarding battery life, the 700Ns outlast all of the other headphones here. With ANC and Bluetooth turned on and with the volume set at 50%, the 700Ns average 37 hours of playback time. Under the same conditions, the 1000XM2 averaged 32 hours of playback time, and the H.ear On 2 averaged 27 hours of playback time. But the XB950N1s have the worst battery life here, averaging just 18 hours of playback time, with ANC, Bluetooth, and the extra bass feature turned on. All four of these headphones also have a wireless range of about 30 feet, and don't really suffer from any type of connection issues, which is good. And since the latency on either of these headphones isn't that bad, either of these headphones will be just fine for watching videos. But all four of these headphones can only be connected to one device at a time, which does suck if you're a power user. I just feel these headphones should be connected to at least 2 devices at a time. All four of these headphones have active noise cancellation, and for the most part, as you go up in price, I found the ANC performance does improve. But the main reason I like Sony's ANC technology so much is because they don't cause me any headaches or have any cabin pressure like the Bose QC35. The 700Ns have the worst ANC performance here, and it's really only worth using when used on a bus ride commute because it does a better job of blocking out constant low frequency sounds than it does blocking out chatter. The ANC on the XB950N1s is a little better, but they also have a lot of passive noise isolation because of all that padding. The ANC on the H.ear On 2 should be good enough for most people, but if ANC is your top priority, then the 1000XM2 is the way to go.
Noise cancelling. Noise cancelling.
With the 1000XM2s, you can also go in and calibrate the ANC so they can better adapt to your surroundings. And this isn't just marketing fluff. There have been multiple times where I've gone through the calibration process while traveling and noticed a real performance difference. Also, since the ANC microphones on the 1000XM2 is a little recessed under the synthetic leather on the ear cups, they managed to pick up the least amount of wind noise when walking around the city on a windy day. Whereas since the ANC microphones on all of the other headphones are so exposed, you might hear a sound here and there. The 1000XM2s also let you choose how much ambient sound you would like to let in, and this feature is good because you'll still be able to hear your surroundings if you're walking around the city, or if you work in an office, you can still hear if someone calls your name. The H.ear On 2s also have an ambient sound mode, but it's a set amount. Regarding sound quality, let's focus on the 700N, H.ear On 2, and 1000XM2 for a minute. They all sound good, but the 700Ns don't have the same soundstage or instrument separation as the H.ear On 2 or 1000XM2, but they do have a surprising amount of bass for their size. When it comes to the sound quality between the 1000XM2 and H.ear On 2, no matter how hard I try, I can't find any noticeable differences between the two, but definitely there is a sound quality improvement when choosing between the 700N and the two more premium headphones. And through Sony's Headphones app, you can adjust the EQ on either of these three headphones, so you can dial them in and make them sound however you like, depending on the type of music you listen to. But listening to the same music with the XB950N1s is a completely different experience neither the other three headphones come close to achieving. As the name implies, the XB950N1s are all about bass. That's what the XB stands for, and they're specifically targeted to people who listen to rap, hip-hop, EDM, and so on. And the bass on the XB950N1s doesn't sound artificial or forced. The bass is also its own entity, so it's not going to muddle or overpower the rest of the song. What it does is that it adds an extra dimension to your music. They're going to rattle your head and they're going to make you feel like you're actually at a concert. And you can also go in and adjust how much extra bass you want through Sony's app. And obviously you can also use them with the extra bass feature turned off for a more traditional headphone listening experience. But what I do find odd is that you can't fully adjust the EQ on the XB950N1s like you can on the other three headphones. For the most part, I like how they sound, but there are times I want to bring the mids out a little bit. But now let's talk about how you go about controlling music playback on either of these headphones. Both the 700N and XB950N1s have a volume rocker and music playback switch combo. which I really like because they're both very easy to find and use. The H.ear On 2 and 1000XM2 are both using touchpads. Now, they aren't the only headphones on the market to use touchpads, but they are arguably the best and most accurate. But what I really like about both of these headphones is that they both have quick attention. So if you fully cover the touchpad, the headphones will lower your music and pump in all of the ambient sound so you can talk to someone without taking your headphones off. And when you uncover the touchpad, the headphones will go back to blocking out all of the sound and playing your music.
Falling for you on every set, and we wanted different color temperatures for that lighting. We have orange security lights, red security lights. The beams are picking up blue. I claimed you so proud and openly.
And finally, a small but important thing to take note of is that the 1000XM2, H.ear On 2, and 700N will be getting Google Assistant integration in the near future, like the Bose QC35 Series 2 through a software update. Since the XB950N1s are the oldest headphones here, they won't be getting this feature. And I also feel the XB950N1s are the next pair of headphones here that will be getting a hardware refresh since they are a part of Sony's MDR lineup instead of their newer WH lineup. I just don't know when. So, which of these headphones should you choose? Obviously, if you're on a tighter budget, get the 700Ns, but still, their low-profile design, stupid long battery life, and ANC performance make them a great pair of budget ANC headphones for commuting. I really enjoy the XB950N1s, but they are made for a very specific type of person who absolutely loves bass. But I wouldn't get the XB950N1s if I needed a pair of headphones for commuting. They're big, so they're harder to store in a bag, and since overheating is an issue, you're going to get sweaty ear cups if you walk around with them on. Even though I love the Sony 1000XM2, I think most people will be better off with the H.ear On 2 because of their slightly lower price point and much more comfortable ear cup design. You're getting the majority of the features found on the 1000XM2. But the 1000XM2 is still the better option if you want a sleeker design and if you want the best ANC performance on the market right now. But if Sony is listening, we really want to see USB Type-C on these headphones, improved quick charging, and we want to be able to connect these headphones to more than one device at a time. If you made it this far, I guess you enjoyed the video, so hit that like button and get subscribed. It helps out more than you realize. Support the channel by clicking on the links down below, and I'll catch you next time.